So we are in the back of the car, driving down some street that we are fully unaware of. My mother is lost, right, Mother? My mother says she's lost. But anyway, we're lost in Queens. Yay!
Somewhere in Queens.
Yay! And what we're going to do is talk about African Voices magazine. I've been working with African Voices since I was knee-high to a pigeon and or a duck, because nowadays pigeon is like a very bad thing to say. All right, anyhow, this is Carolyn Butts, the editor and the publisher of African Voices, and yeah, my friend.
And I want to say I love Ekere. Yes, I do. And and all the poets that have been a part of African Voices, which is, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary, yeah! And we've evolved from like a 12-page newspaper
Oh my God.
that we used to put out in a tiny little office in on 27th Street and 7th Avenue, into a full-fledged leading literary magazine. And we feature a whole bunch of poets and writers and fiction people, and we think it's just going to go on for another like 10 or 20 years.
Yeah, I hope so. I really love AV. I've been with AV, like I said, for about 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, and I remember that's one of the first places I got to read my poetry in New York. And one of the cool things about African Voices is how it nurtures new writers, new talent. That was one of your visions when you started AV, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was to be an outlet for writers and especially poets, because there were no other publications or few publications for people of color to really express themselves artistically. So I think, you know, people have gotten their start and they're still getting their start in the magazine. We have award-winning poets and writers and people who are just like, you know, artistically, they're like part of the continuing renaissance of black writers.
Right.
Yeah.
You're part of that continuum too, aren't you, Carolyn? Carolyn writes poetry too, keeps it on the DL.
No. It's a love of mine, and I've been doing it since I was 12 or 10 years old. I mean, forever. So I have a special love for anyone who's a poet and an artist. I understand, like, getting up at 4 a.m. in the night just because there's like lines in your head and you have to find a piece of paper. So I think that's just like a beautiful thing, and I hope African Voices is, you know, able to capture that in a unique way on the page, and to really just get like a next generation of writer, you know, and keep the art form alive. Yeah.
And AV has some beautiful cover art and features a lot of wonderful visual artists also. So that's another thing with AV. Yeah, it's a beautiful. And we have a website now? Is that what's going on? You have like a...
Yeah, we have a website, www.africanvoices.com. You can still catch us when you look at the website, and a lot of different, we do poetry in the park. We do it in the cafes. Anywhere that people assemble, you're going to see African Voices.
Okay. Yeah. And don't you have your own website too, Carolyn? I know you do. I know you do.
www.carolinabutts.com. And I've had the pleasure and the distinct honor of having my poetry featured on Ekere's site. Okay. I'm very proud of that.
It's beautiful. Your work is beautiful. Hey, Carolyn, so last thing, what can we look forward to from African Voices? There's a 10th anniversary happening and film festivals, and what all is going on?
Oh, we have a 10th anniversary celebration, January 10th. We're going to honor Phyllis Yvonne Stickney, an actress, and Dick Gregory. And so it's going to be a nice, fabulous affair. We're going to have a lot of poets and people come through to celebrate 10 years. We have a film festival March 2003 from 14th to the 16th. And these are all films on a global scale from women directors, producers, and screenwriters of color. It's one of the first Brooklyn-based film festivals. And there's a website for that, www.realsisters.org. Real, REEL.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Carolyn, thank you so much for all of that information, and you enjoy the rest of the car ride.
I know. And we will get out of Queens.
No, we won't get out of Queens. We'll just stop being lost.
Yeah, we'll stop being lost. That's what I